Hey friends, happy Friday! I hope you all have had a wonderful week. Today we're here for something just a little bit different. If you've been around a while, you have probably seen my Titus or tea with Titus videos. And I've gotten away from those, and let me explain why. Not that it wasn't important to me, but when I started Tea with Titus, if you've been here, you remember that I was going through so much emotional trauma surrounding things that happened at the end of my mother's life. Not with her, but trying to be careful. People around. We'll just leave it that way. And a lot of things happened, and I was dealing with a lot, and I didn't know how to process those emotions because I'm naturally not one to hold grudges and anger towards people. I don't like to carry that. As the quote goes, hate is too heavy of a burden to bear. And I can't carry those emotions. It's too much for me. But I had to do something with them, and I didn't know what to do. And this is all my heart could think to do. Because in those hard and trying times in my life, in the most happy, joyous times in my life, it's always God I turn to. And that's all I knew to do. And this binder was a part of my healing process through that. And I called it Tea with Titus. And in the front, it says, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. In the hardest moments of my life, it has always been when I've been able to turn my attention to others, to help others who might be going through the same thing or similar things or just hard things. And when I have been able to focus my attention on them, I find that my heart heals much quicker. And that's how Tea with Titus came to be. And here it says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Matthew 6:21. And I knew that I wanted to be grateful. I didn't want to focus on those awful things. Yes, I needed to go through them and process them, but I didn't want that to be where my heart and my attention was. So I decided to be grateful for the things that I had. I had my husband, and I had so many things for which I was thankful for. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Proverbs 30:11 through 12 and 23. And I was grateful for my children. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Psalms 127:3. And you know that before my mother died, we had to move, and that alone was traumatic for me. Sorry. Because where we left was my forever home. It's where I thought I would always be. It was close to my friends. It was close to my family and everything I loved. And it was close to the dreams of my children. And it was hard for me to move to this new place so far away where I don't know anyone and had no friends, no family, no connections, no nothing. But I couldn't focus on that. I had to find things that I was grateful for because God did bless us in this home. And those were the things I wanted to focus on. So that's where I turned my heart. For every house is builded by some man, but he that buildeth all things is God. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God, and a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. I had to get my eyes and my heart turned to the right direction. No matter where we are in life, I had to realize that that's not my eternal home. I have something so much greater and so much better that's eternal, that I will never have to leave one day if I believe in God. And then, my friends, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Proverbs 18:24. And I found that the hardest page in this book of all was enemies. And here it says, forgiveness is love. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be children of your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:44-45. I had to learn and trust God with all that was going on, all those emotions, and let Him heal my heart, because I couldn't do it on my own. That was not something I could do. And you know what? God did. He healed those things. Not that they don't still hurt, but they don't carry that heavy burden anymore. They don't, I, I'm not, I don't know how to say it. I'm not capable of holding the anger. I don't feel that anger and resentment. When things come up and it still hurts, it's just like it hits and bounces and keeps going. It doesn't stick. It doesn't hold on. I don't know how else to explain it. And then my favorite page ended up being the missions page. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Mark 16:15-16. Because this right here is eternal. Anything I give to missions is touching another life. And though I can't go out to another land and be a missionary, I can help those who do give up their life and things of this world and pursue reaching others for God. And if I give to them and support them, that's eternal. That sticks. That's in heaven, and that will never leave. And that's where I want my treasure to be. And then I have a page here for giving to church and whatnot. So what happened with this is nothing short of a miracle. Because so much ugly other stuff came up after this. And because God was already in the process of healing my heart, I was able to quickly deal with those emotions and move past them. And God touched my heart, and He took away all that resentment, all that anger. And I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, except God touched me. And because this had been a book of healing for me, it's almost like I didn't need it emotionally, because I didn't need the healing, but I don't want to leave these things behind, because I do want to still be grateful for everything I put in here. And I do still want to be reminded that, there's always going to be enemies in this life, somewhere, some way, somehow. And I want to keep my guard up. And, so I don't want to totally leave this behind. Okay, we're getting so off track. So anyway, I want to keep doing Faith Friday, and I will continue to add money to this, because this is how I save money to give. This is my giving journal, I guess you would say. So here is my Faith Friday. I am joining Tanya at Oma Crafts and Budgets and Fiona at Frugality is Life. They are also doing Faith. I think they're doing it on Fridays. I know Tanya is. So we're just going to do challenges, and for each challenge, I will just add $1 for now. It says, this is Galatians 6, 7 through 9. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap everlasting, life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Such good words. So I'm just going to color in a cross, nothing fancy, and there we go. And we'll add $1. And I will use the money saved in this to add to my binder, because I can't afford just to do every one every week. So this is a way I can put money into here. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. Psalm 62, 6. So I'm just going to color in a rock. As God is our rock. He is sure. He is steady. He is never changing. In rocks, we can depend on rock. They're strong. They're sturdy. And that's what God is. We can always depend on Him. Even when we don't understand what He's doing and what we're going through, He can be trusted. In God is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength. My refuge is in God. In God is my salvation and my glory. In God, the rock of my strength, and my refuge is in God. Great stuff. Coloring a crown for that glory. God is my glory, my salvation. How beautiful. And he answered and said unto them, I tell you that if these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out. This comes from a place where people were crying out to God and whatnot. I can't remember. I need to bring my Bible. But Jesus said that if those people should be quiet, even the stones would cry out. If we don't praise God and give Him glory, even the stones, the earth would cry out to God. From the end of the earth I will cry unto thee when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. Selah. Psalm 61, 2 through 4. And I love this with the angel wings. You do it just right. It looks like a heart. And there's a girl there praying right in the middle, covered by the wings. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust. Psalm 18, 2. This little tower is the hardest one to see, so I'm just going to outline it. There we go, nothing fancy. It's sure not pretty, but at least we know it's done. These I couldn't fit into here, and I didn't have another binder, so pardon that. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Psalms 1, 1 through 3. So, my friends, I hope in some way one of these verses has blessed you. And I thank you for being here because y'all bless me. So I hope it has been a peaceful and enjoyable end to your week. I hope you were able to sit with your favorite drink, your blanket, whatever, and just enjoy just a moment of peace with me. I have my tea here steeping. It's peach serenity. Serenity. Oh, so you guys, I'm going to end here. I'm going to turn to this envelope because I have $3 I have left that I'm going to add to the end of my Titus book. You all, thank you so much for joining me. You know, I love it when you come and spend a few minutes with me. That's the honest to goodness truth. Whether you're new or whether you're returning, you are special to me and I appreciate you. So until we meet again, may you be blessed. Love you guys. Bye-bye.